Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Abdul Adamu. We could recall that our first topic from our course outline is decimal number system, whole numbers. So a whole number is part of the decimal number system. A number is a word or symbol used to designate quantities or entries that behave like quantities. Numbers are denoted by symbols. These symbols that are used to denote numbers are called numerals. Numeral is a symbol or name that stands for a number. For instance, 3 here is a numeral, 25 is a numeral, 13 is a numeral. Therefore, number is an idea. Numeral is how we write it. We have different types of numerals. The common types are the Hindu-Arabic numerals, which are basically the ones we use in this part of the world. They are 0, 1, 2, 3 to 9. They have 10 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is why they are called decimal numbers. Then we have the Eastern Arabic type. The Arabic type used mostly in the Arab world. This is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. We have the Chinese numeral. This is how 0 is written, 1, 2. We don't use this type here. We have the Roman numeral, which we use. It is not in decimal because this is doesn't have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9 here. 10 is X, 11 is X1, like that. So the numbers we are going to use in this course is the Hindu-Arabic numerals. So closely related to numerals is issue of digits. Digits are single symbol. Digit is a single symbol used to make numerals. The digits 0, 1, 2, 3 are 10 digits we use in everyday numerals in Hindu-Arabic. So 0 here stands for digit, 1 stands for digits. So combination of digits make what we call numerals. So digits make up numerals, and numerals stands for numbers. So we look at whole numbers. Whole numbers are the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. So on a number line, we can represent them like this. So, for example, 5 is a whole number, 17 is a whole number, 256 is a whole number, 5,346 is a whole number. So these numbers are what we call whole numbers. In another definition, if you have a decimal point, number to the right of decimal point are less than 1. Numbers to the left of decimal points are greater than 1. So those numbers to the left of decimal points are what we term whole numbers. So note that numbers like 1 over 2, 3.5, 1.6 are not whole numbers. So 1 over 2 can be represented as 0.5. 3.5 also is a decimal number, but the 3 is the whole part, the 0.5 is the decimal part. When we get to decimal number, we'll explain this further. So we have what we call counting numbers. Counting numbers are whole numbers, but without 0, because you can't count 0. So if you want to count something, whether the number of students in the class, we start our counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. That is why they are called counting numbers. Then we have natural numbers. These can mean either counting numbers or holding whole numbers, depending on the subject. So you can see the difference between counting numbers and whole numbers here is 0. So some people argue that 0 is not a whole number. So, but in this course, we are considering 0 as a whole number. Now, Integers are like whole numbers, but they also include negative numbers, but still no fractions allowed. So whole numbers, integers are just like whole number. You can see combination of both negative and positive whole numbers are what we call integers. So on a number line, you can see these are integers. So the numbers minus 15, minus 5, 5 and 6 are all integers. So for those that are experienced with numbers, you can differentiate them by saying negative integers. The one with negative are called negative integers. Then those that are positive are called positive integers. Then the zero now become a neutral integer, so non-negative or non-positive integer. So on the number line, integers can be represented like this. So as you move to the right, the number that comes after the next number is greater than the number before it. So the next item on our under this is reading and writing whole numbers. Now it is very paramount for students to understand how to read and write whole numbers. So to read and write whole numbers, to write numbers, the first thing you do is you count the numbers from the right, and at every 3 digits you insert a comma. From the left, you now name the digits based on their place value and the group. The units and the groups that have all 0 are not named. When writing in words form, the number 21 to 99 must be hyphenated. You put hyphen in between the two numbers when you are writing them in word form, except for decades. Decades are numbers at every 10. So 21, 30 now is the next 10. We don't put hyphen in between. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. We don't put hyphen in between. So the numbers like this is a decimal point. If you recall, we can put our place value on top. The numbers to the right are always smaller than the one to the left. So after decimal point, this is the decimal part, this is the whole part. So this 4 is the unit. This is tens, 100, 1000, 10,000. So now because this number here is greater than the number that come after point. So this is tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. When we read decimal numbers, we are going to explain this further. So this is the digits and the grouping. So when you are reading whole number, you remember the grouping. So if you are reading from here it will be 61,000. If you are reading from here it will be 200. So we have example here. We want to write these numbers. So these numbers will count from here 1, 2, 3. So that means we put comma after the 7. So in writing form, this is how we write the number. Then if we want to read this is units, tens, 100,000. So this is 17,685. 17,685. We don't need to say and 85. And in mathematics stands for decimal point. When we get to decimal number, we are going to understand that better. So this is units, tens, 100. So this is 360. 360. So the third one is 6 and 8. So this is 68. 68. So you can see in between there is hyphen. Check here, in between also there is hyphen. Now to the next slide. We have this number. You count every 3, put comma. 1, 2, 3, put comma. 1, 2, 3, put comma. So this is unit, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. So this is 62,046,000. They are successive 0, 4, 0, successive 0. So we don't read them. So we say 62,046,000. So look at the hyphen in between. Then the next topic is rounding of whole numbers. So to round whole number means making a number simpler but keeping its value close to what it was. The result is less accurate but easier to use. So the two types we discuss in this lecture is the front end rounding and rounded all the way. So the first rule with this is that the first thing you do, you identify the place value where you are supposed to round. Then then you look to the right of the digit. If the digit is greater than 5, then you increase the place value you identify by 1. If the digit is less than 5, you don't increase the identified digits. You leave it like that. Then you change all the other digits to the right to 0. So let's take an example and round these numbers as indicated. The first one is 714. So this is 714. If you want to round, they say we should round it to tens. So this is unit, this is tens. So what we underline is the place value we have identified. So if we look directly after this one, we have 4. Is it up to 5? No. Since it's not up to 5, we leave the 1 like that. So we write 7 and 1. Write 7 and 1. So you change the 4 to 0. The second one is 17,256. So we should round it to 100. So to 100, unit, tens, 100. This is where we are rounding. The number after the 2 is 5. So it's 5. So we add 1 to the place value. The place value is 2. So if you add 1 to the place value, it becomes 3. So you write 17,3. So 2 digits are remaining. You change them to 0. So that is how we have 17,300. The next one is 147,862. We should round it to 1,000. So unit, tens, 100, 1,000. 1,000 fall at 7. So after 7 we have 8. So this is greater than 5. So we add 1 to 7. So this becomes 148. So that is the 148. Now the remaining 3 digits, we change it to 0. The last one is 245,743. We should round it all the way. To round numbers all the way, the place value is the last number to the left. The last number to the left here is 2. So this is the 2. So you apply the other rules we mentioned earlier. So you check the number after this is 4. So this is not up to 5. You leave the 2. So that is the 2. Then the remaining digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We change it to 0. That is how we rounded this number. So the next thing we look at under whole numbers is the addition and subtraction of whole numbers. So when you want to add or subtract whole numbers, all you do, you align the numbers based on their place value. Then you add from right to the left. You add from here to here. So and write it below. When you add and the answers is up to 10, you write the number to the right. The second one, you carry it forward. When you add the second part, you now add it to it, as we are going to demonstrate. So we are told to simplify 25 plus 34. 328 plus 56. So the numbers, first you align them. 25, 34, you can see 4 is unit, 5 is unit, unit under unit, tens under tens. So the numbers you are going to add, they are called addends. The answer is called sum, amount, or total. So if you look at this, you start the addition from units, then you move towards the left. So 5 plus 5 is 9. 2 plus 3 is 5. That is how we got this 59. Now the second one, 328 plus 56. So unit under unit, tens under tens, then 100. So 8 plus 6 give us 14. So 14, you drop 4, you carry 1. So 2 plus 5, 2 plus 5 is 7. The one you carry, you add to it, making it 8. So that is how we got this 8. Then you bring down this 3 since there is nothing to add to it. This is how we do addition. Very, very simple. Subtraction is the opposite of addition. It takes one number away from another number. So all you do also, you align them based on their place value, then you perform your subtraction also from left to right. So let's subtract this from this. And in subtraction, if you are subtracting a smaller number from larger number, the answer will be positive. If you are subtracting a smaller number, a bigger number from a smaller number, the answer will be negative. So for convenience, you put the bigger number up and put the smaller number down. So we'll demonstrate this B part. So you align them based on their place value. So we have aligned them based on their place value. We subtract from this side. 8 minus 9. 8 is smaller than 9, so it cannot go. So you go to 100. No, 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 9, it cannot go. So you go to the 100 and borrow 1 from there. When you bring the 1 to 8, it becomes tens. It's not, you are not adding it to it. It becomes 18. So 18 minus 9, you have 9. So you have borrowed 1 from here. This is remaining 6. So this is the 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. 0 minus 4, it cannot go because 0 is smaller than 4. So you go here and borrow. You cannot borrow from here. This is also 0. You go further. You borrow 1 from here. This is remaining 2. You bring the 1 here. It makes this one 10. Then you borrow 1 from here. This becomes 9. You bring it here. This becomes 10. So 10 minus 4, 6. This is 9. 9 minus 5, 4. Then 2. This is remaining 2. 2 minus there is nothing, so you bring the 2 down. That is how you get it. So for the B part, 836 is less than 9,196. So we put the 9,196 up and remove this from it, but the answer will give it negative. So when subtracting a larger number from a smaller number, you subtract the smaller one from the larger one and apply the negative to the answer. So that is the number. Put them based on their place value. 6 minus 6 is 0. 9 minus 3 is 6. 1 minus 8, it cannot go. Borrow 1 from here, making it 11. 11 minus 8, 3. Then this is remaining 8. You bring it down. You can see the answer is positive. So since we are supposed to subtract this from this, so you give negative to this answer. So this is the final answer. So we look at multiplication. Multiplication and division. Multiplication is combination of two or more numbers in which the number times 1 is determined by the value of the other number. So for instance, if we want to multiply 200 times 7, before I go further, the subtraction, I forgot something. Now if you are subtracting, the number you are subtracting from is called subtrahend. It is called minuend. The number you are subtracting is called subtrahend, and the answer is difference. I forgot to write them here. but that is how we call them. So for multiplication, if you are multiplying 2000 times 7, the number on top is called multiplicand. The one you are multiplying is called multiplier. The answer is called product. So when multiplying numbers, this 7 you multiply it by each of these digits. So 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 2 is 14. That's how we got this. So, but if you have the multiplier is in tens or hundreds, then we will have a partial product. So for instance, if we multiply 418 times 22, so you align the number based on their place value, you multiply, you take these two, you multiply by 418, you bring the answer like this. So the first answer you get, you put it directly under the 2. The second one, the answer from there, you put it directly under the 2. So let's do the multiplication. 2 times 8 is 16. You put 6, you carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus that 1, you have 3. 2 times 4 is 8. So that's how we got this 836. Then 2 times 8 is 16. Put 6 down, carry 1. So you can see the 6 is directly under. Don't put it here because we are going to add the partial product. 2 times 1, 2, plus that 1, 3. 2 times 4, 8. That's how we got this 8. So this 836 and 836 is what we call partial product. So we now add them together. So you bring this 6 down, there is nothing under it. 3 plus 6, we have 9. 8 plus 3, we have 11. You carry 1. You add it to this 8 to make it 9. So that is how we do multiplication. So we have some shortcut for multiplication. If you are multiplying any number by 0, the answer is 0. So that is the example there. If you are multiplying any number by 1, the answer is that number. So 215 times 1 is 215. Then if you are multiplying any number by multiple of 10, you can see 10, 100, 1000. So you write the number down and add the number of 0. So 703 times 10 is 703. You add 0 to it. That is how we got this. Times 100, you add 20 to it. Times 1000, you add 30 to it. Then if you are multiplying two numbers with successive 0, you drop the 0 and multiplying the number. Here we have 76,000 times 400. So we have 30 here, we have 20 here. So you drop this 0. So 3 plus 2, we have 50. You drop them. You multiply 76 times 4. So 76 times 4, we have 304. So the final answer, 304, you add the 5 zeros that you drop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is how we arrive at this answer. And don't forget, in writing number, you count from right to put the comma. So at every 3 digits, you put comma. That's how we arrive at 30,400,000. So the next thing is division. Division is how many times one number is contained within another number. So how many 18 are in 356? So the number on top is called the dividend. The one you are dividing by is called the divisor, and your answer is quotient. If it is not perfectly divided, you have a remainder. So for division of whole numbers, we use long division. So let's take some example. Let's simplify this and this. So first, if you want to divide 3984 divided by 19, so you put long division 3984 19. Now all you look at is how many digits do we have as the divisor? 2 digits. So you divide it, the first 2 digits by that digit. So if you see, we take 39, we divide it by 19. It can go 2 times. Put the 2 directly on top of the 9. So 2 times 19. The next step is you multiply the 2 by 19. We have 38. So you subtract 39 minus 38, you have 1. You bring down the 84. So that is how we got this 184. Now, if we pick 18 and divide by 19, it cannot go because it's lower. Then you join the 3 together. You join the 3 together. So since we are joining the 3 together, you understand, you introduce the 0, because when we divide 184 by 19, the answer we are going to get, we put it directly on top of the 4. So you put 0 because it cannot go, you put 0. So 184 divided by 19, it will go 9 times. So 9 times 19, we have 171. You subtract, we have 13. So 13 divided by 19 cannot go. So this is our final answer. So 3984 divided by 19 is 209, remainder 13. So that is the answer. The second one is 593 divided by 21. 593 divided by 21, you put it in the long division. So the numbers are in tens. So we divide 59 by 21. 59 divided by 21, it can go 2 times. 2 times 21, you put it under the 59, 42. You subtract. When you subtract 59 minus 42, you have 17. You bring down this 3. 17 divided by 21, it cannot go. So it cannot go, you join the third one. Now this one, you cannot add 0 because you are joining. Because the first number we divided is already directly on top of the 7. So we have one space. In this case, we join the 3. There is no number on this 8. That is why we are representing it by 0. So when you divide 173 by 21, we have 8. 8 times 21, we have 168. So if you subtract, we have 5. So the answer is 28, remainder this 5. We cannot continue because we are dividing whole numbers. So thank you very much. This is the end of our lecture on the topic whole numbers. So thank you very much.